Dark ladies, penguins, just happen to be watchers of this program. My name is Envy Adams, and I knew that Parker wasn't right. So thank you so much for joining me. For those of you that do not know and are here for JImmiPynk, I am Envy Adams, her evil twin sister. And since Charmed is about sisterhood, why the hell not? So anyhow, let's get into Charmed Season 1, Episode 7. Some things that Jimmi missed in the last review because she was shit-faced drunk. Drinking on my red wine, by the way, is that Macy has a darkness in her. She found this key. We don't quite know what it means. We don't know exactly what Macy is, but we now know at this point she is half something else besides witch. Speaking of half-breeds, we have a coal allegory now. I don't know why, and call it a hunch because, you know, evil twin sister, only wear black and white, really into shadows and shit, that I knew that Parker was that shadow demon. I just knew he was. I just absolutely knew he was. And when Maggie walked in on him and he was shooting something up and she thought he was on drugs, I'm like, okay, he could have just been diabetic for real, sis. But that's not the case. But I knew something was up with him. Like, my parents have been sending me to psychiatrists my whole life, and you know, she could feel him. And now that damn evil scientist man that took over the lab is his father. Speaking of evil scientist dudes, so now it's some lady in charge, and I don't know if they're doing this on purpose or not, but they make it real obvious who the evil characters is just based on their wardrobe. So I know this person that put Macy in charge was on some other shit. It hasn't been exposed yet, but how she get the job and the boss is a demon. Then we want you to get rid of Galvin. No, Galvin got that glowing shit that only Macy can see, that we just glossed over this episode. For those of you that are new to the channel, we do stream of consciousness. If you didn't watch the episode, you're going to be real lost because I jump around. Like House of Pain. Which is where I live. In constant sorrow. But anyway. So, can we talk about this masturbation orb? And where does a dark goth bitch like myself get one? I would just like to know where you get the masturbation orb. It's supposed to be for simulations, but then I have this weird thing. Because Maggie was doing her fantasies about Parker, and then the shit came to fruition. Is it because they're magic users? Did they read it? Did she what's the word I'm looking for? Unintentionally cast a spell? Demon is like, you gotta use that damn Maggie. She's a chunk when you gotta use her. Oh, come on, Dad. Because I'm a good half demon. My human side's gonna win out. Oh, cold allegory ass shit. Speaking of comparisons to the regular Charms. You know, we haven't even gotten the mythology of this world of Charmed yet. And you guys are already going to the well of Greek mythology? Really? So we have this shroud of, get your tambourine in, get yourself official. I'm not even about to try to pronounce that. And it's in 3 pieces. So when we start the episode with the guy in the wine store, he knows his wine. come dig whatever this red thing is out of him. And then we found out it's part of this thing because he's a satyr. And they have to do with wine and stuff. Then the second piece is with somebody in a fertility clinic. So I'm already in my mind like, okay, obviously where these people work at has something to do with whatever they are. Well, she was an Egyptian goddess of fertility. Okay. So the third shard was in the Charmed One's house. What the fuck is going on with their mother? First the mother was an elder. Now she got a piece of this thing. She done had a baby with a demon to hold the key to all of it. Because bees are magnetic. And these things are magnetic. And Macy got to come through with something scientific to explain this shit. Every episode. Now I will tell you this. I used to like it. This episode the shit got silly. Usually I like her being a scientist, so of course she would be good at the potions. Of course she could think of a more logical way and use things that she already knows to get into stuff. Because greatly, we don't see her use her power a lot, which is just moving shit with her mind. But her power is her mind. So her coming up with the scientific theories of how this shit go down, I usually enjoy. But maybe the pieces are calling out to each other because they're magnetic. And then there's locusts and shit flying around the crib because they have magnetism to them too. I need somebody to comment below and let me or Jimmy know if any of the signs that they be talking about is actually fucking real. Like, did they get like a consultant like the Big Bang Theory did too? I would just like to know if any of this is accurate. But they make sure it's in every episode. Something else they got to make sure is in every episode is we got to have a nod to fucking feminism, don't we? Macy gets a promotion, but we need a budget cut. Galvin get paid the most. He got to go. Listen, men have this conversation on the golf course all the time. Figure it out. So are you trying to insinuate that she couldn't fire Galvin because she was a woman or because she was too nice and we got to be more like the men? One thing I will say though is that was like the only thing I caught about that feminism shit. So I was like, that's not true. That's not true. Mel and her, the philandering frat boy storyline and her going off about that. In a twist, Maggie is thinking about dropping out of college because she doesn't know what she wants to do with her life. And it ends up being Mel dropping out because she lost everything. She can't get her schoolwork in time. I completely forgot Harry was like her fucking professor. And somebody is flirting with an old girl. Now again, I don't know if Charmed is doing this or not. But I'm looking at this girl and all I could think. And pardon the expression. Because I'm thinking strictly on the basis of character, archetypes, and trope. Scary lesbian. Scary lesbian. That's what I saw when the girl walked up with the dreads and the shit wrapped around and like the cape and the piercing right here, and all I can think of is scary lesbian. And scary lesbian is right. Because the bitch came in and stole that thing and she got lightning powers and she might be a demon, but the preview indicates maybe not. But also right now, our allegories for this show compared to the original Charmed are kind of all over the place because, well, no, it was Cole and Phoebe. So maybe not. So maybe not. But I was thinking that some kind of way Mel was going to be the one that was prone to evil. Even though we know it's some darkness in Macy, I feel like she's going to be the one that they're going to be some kind of, well, she was born in the house, which is the reason why the house is there, because we got to get to that. Because her mother is just the end all and be all. She had a shard of this goddamn thing to all these magical beings, because you're going to magical being hell. And she had one of the shards and it was only 3, and it's just a lot. Y'all gotta buckle this mythology down, and you already adding other mythologies into this. I know one thing that Jimmi did mention last week in her drunkenness, which is crazy because we had a Seder and we should have been getting drunk for this one. But Jimmi got to work tomorrow and I'm not in the mood. I was cool with the Santeria. Once I explained to Jimmi what Santeria is, she thought that was fantastic. Like, you have these women of color, why not use a little bit more of that? They did make a mention this episode that it was a magic so strong they never, he had never seen before, and of course it was reinforced by the Charmed ones. I would like to see them tap more into Santeria, but then you just introduced that, and now you're introducing Greek mythology and Egyptian mythology. And can we get the mythology of this world down pat first? That's my big takeaway from this episode. Can we get this mythology down? Please. Let me see what else. A hailquake. Because that's something only magical beings. I guess the point that I'm making is to me, and I could be wrong, and correct me if I am, I feel like the original Charmed really built its own mythology where it was witches and demons. Witches and demons. And then as the series progressed and you couldn't rely on that anymore, we started bringing in other mythologies and other magical creatures. We just jumping right into it here. You heard it here first. As far as predictions, I predict this don't get a second goddamn season. How about that? Now, if you're going to get rid of the male character because she's not in college anymore, I'm not saying get rid of her, but all her social justice warriorness, which was toned down a lot in this episode, I appreciated it. This wasn't a bad episode. I just have some problems with build the mythology of this world first before you start bringing in other stuff. And then, of course, you bringing in this guy that's taking over the science lab that we've only seen like 3 times, and now Parker is his son, and it's a bit all over the place at this point for me. I'm sure Jimmi will be back next week, and then we'll go from there. So I would like to thank all of you for tuning in today and watching the review with me. I don't know when the next time you'll see me is. I usually only show up when it has something to do with twins, black and white, and I guess in this case sisterhood. So thank you. Jimmi would kill me if I didn't thank her patrons, the people that donate to her PayPal, the people that donate to her lives, and sometimes I'm on a live or two too. But 'tis the season to be jolly, but also, excuse me, 'tis the season about to be drag season. So if you would like to support the channel, and even a little bit helps, our Patreon does start at $1 a month. You can do all of that, and all those links are down below while you're doing that. Go ahead and drop a like, a subscribe, hit the notification bell for my sister. That'll be my Christmas gift to her. I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching, and look what she got me. Isn't that just adorable for Christmas? And I'm already working on helping Jimmi with getting Christmas gifts for the patrons. So you guys will be getting your yearly gifts as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. She can edit this shit herself. I gotta get the fuck up out of here.